Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Punisher in this unprecedented video, never before seen without his mask. The Punisher here live tonight on a hump day, ladies and gentlemen, and the new Mojtaba Khomeini from Iran, the Ayatollah Khomeini's son, who is in hiding. If there is a peace deal to be had, it turns out that he must be the one to sign it. So our good Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, 2028, I do love the thought of a J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio ticket for 2028, ladies and gentlemen. I would endorse either way. It's all likely that JD would be on the top, but you know what? I would support a ticket with Marco on the top too. But that's a discussion for another time. So anyway, in order to coordinate this peace deal, the Mojtaba, whatever, the owner of terrorism, he must sign the peace deal. And the reason that things are going so slowly is because in order for him to receive messages, it requires a courier. They're not sending stuff electronically. This guy's in hiding. They send couriers, could take days to get back and forth. So that's the explanation for why things are moving a little bit slowly. I personally don't have a lot of confidence that Iran will sign up to anything. I mean, President Trump keeps saying that there's a peace deal on the table and we're getting very close, and then this guy comes out and says we're a bunch of freaking infidels and we'll never travel peacefully in the Middle East again. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know this. Price of gas suddenly went down 30 cents. 30, 35 cents. So that's good news. What drove that, I do not know. But the Punisher's here on a Wednesday, hump day, hump day. And I have to tell you that I just witnessed, while eating dinner at a local pub, the most beautiful smelling urinal ever to have been seen by mankind. I don't know what that little thing was in that thing, but boy, did it smell pleasant. And that's disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, a sidebar there, but it sure did. I couldn't believe it. It was like lavender flowers galore. Anyway, sometimes you gotta be just funny. You gotta be funny. You gotta be funny. But President Trump is doing a splendid job in this story. This really, really irks me. It irks me as much as it irked Joey Jones. You know, Joey Jones is a Fox News guy. He's the one that he's an EOD guy, explosive ordnance disposal guy. He was from the Marines. He's gotten both of his legs blown off. If you know him, you know him. You've seen him. He's really buff on the top. This guy works out. And guess what? Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, was Memorial Day, where we celebrate our fallen heroes for many, many years that have given us the great privilege to speak freely and to live in a free America. And what happens? This frickin' mayor, I don't even care what city he's in. He comes out and posts a George Floyd picture as his way of remembering Memorial Day. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? And Joey Jones said, I don't usually curse as a matter of course on these, but he said, you, sir, can F right off. Today is for heroes. Absolutely right, Joey Jones. I absolutely support this message. George Floyd is no hero. George Floyd, look, I'm not even here to discuss the matter of whether he should have died or not. That's not for me to say. What I do know is he never served. What I do know is he had a criminal record. What I do know is he certainly wasn't no saint. What I do know is that even in his final moments, he was never a hero. Yet the liberals try and prop him up as if this guy was some flawless individual and a hero to humanity. Look, does a criminal deserve to die for the flagrant offenses that he did? Probably not. But that's not the point here. The point is you're trying to equate this guy to an actual person who served their country and gave their life so that people like him could go out and commit crime. Yeah, so people can speak freely. What a horrible post, and what an embarrassment to America that a person would post George Floyd on Memorial Day. No. So, I absolutely agree with the sentiment of Joey Jones. You, sir, can go F right off. Alrighty then. So here we are on a hump day. Operation Q-Tip is moving splendidly, ladies and gentlemen, at 8.0. Will we go higher? Time will only tell. But look, we had a very great Sunday podcast. Well, it was great in the sense that we never got kicked off, but man, we had all sorts of slowness issues, and people were, buffering and that kind of thing. So I'm sorry for that. I hope that you still enjoyed the Sunday podcast despite all of that. But the Punisher, here on the Sunday, wishing you all a most wonderful, middle of the week. And at least out on the East Coast, we finally have some sunshine. Which should take us all the way through the weekend. And with that, I know what the American people do know it. Operation Q-Tip, continue to march. Screw James Whitey Bulger. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Giddy up.